Hey guys, today I want to talk about Metasynth, which is an amazing software program that I found, which is not really a synth, it's more a sound design environment. You can also not run it in Logic or Ableton, so it comes as a standalone edition. And when you've made the sounds here, you can then save them to your hard disk and then import them in Logic again. And the way it works is we have a few different rooms. We have an effect room, the one we're seeing right now. We have an image synth, which sort of looks like Photoshop, and it is, but then with sounds. An image filter, a spectrum synth, a sequencer, and a montage room where everything comes together. This might look a little bit like your Logic or Ableton, but actually it's a little bit different. But this is where you can layer your sounds and then you can mix them to your hard drive right here. So the easiest room to use, I think, for now is the effects room, because this is just really easy and you have really great effects. And well, let's just show a demonstration. I can open a sound here. I'll go to my own folder and I'll go to my loops folder, and then I'll choose a drum loop. Let's choose this one. So this is an 86 BPM loop, and now I can change the tempo here to 86, and then we can see that we have it in the top bar right here, which is the sample, sort of the sample bar. And the way it works is that, for example, in the image filter, we can load a sound from here to here, and you can see the green circle around it, and that's showing which window is in focus. And then when we're done processing it, we can then send it back to the sample editor, and then we can save it to the montage room, where here we have an overview of all the sounds that we've processed, and we can layer them and make new sounds out of them. So that's the way the sample editor works. So let's choose some different effects so you can hear what these sound like. We can, for example, go for the echo. Okay. We can go for the stretch, which I really like. So it really slows down the sound. And then with the envelopes, we can make all sort of shapes. We can use all these shapes that we have here, and we can drag them, and then we get the shape that we want. And we can also select a part of the envelope and then choose a shape. So now the shape only gets applied to that selection, and then we can make that shape twice as fast, twice as slow. We can really make some weird, crazy shapes like that. Choose this. We can also sync them to the grid. Here in the lower right corner we set the grid, and now they snap to these lines. And then we can press spacebar to preview what we've made. So this is already very cool, and we can see the small red dot right here, and that is showing the position in the file. And so you can see that it goes faster and slower depending on the stretch ratio. So that is one of the effects. Another very cool effect that I really like is the grain effect. With this you can really make some ambient sounds, especially when I choose, for example, a guitar region. Something like this. It's my own playing, so it's not very good, but I think we can use it if we set the grain size very low. And the beauty about this room is that now, when we want to save this as a file, while we're messing around with those envelopes, we can go here, and we can say preview to disk, and then we choose a location. So I'm gonna choose a desktop and I'll say guitar grains. And now it's actually recording the file. So if I change this, and then when we press spacebar again, it stops, and then the file will be recorded, and we can see it right here. So that's a very handy feature. And if we want to process this further inside other rooms, we can now press enter. First we're gonna save this, save as, that's alright. And now we're gonna analyze this. And now we can see that the sample editor has updated, and it's now showing the process file that I used here. So now I can go over to another room, and then I can load that here. So this is one of the filter rooms, and this is where we actually paint the sound. And I can fill this with a white color or with a yellow color. And yellow, that means in the middle in Metasynth, because red is on one side and green is on the other side. So yellow could be in the middle. And I really like this idea because now this enables us to, for example, take a green color and a paintbrush and then start painting. Then we will hear all the green on one side and all the red on the other side. So I choose a brush right here, paint some green. And this is a filter, so it will not read the black colors, only the green colors. Or only the other colors. And now you can start to hear the sound in here. And a little bit of yellow, because that yellow is in the middle. And a little bit of a softer brush. So we can create some very sick detail with this, because now we can very specifically only work on one channel or the other channel. This works the same way in the Image Synth. This is just a synthesizer, and we can edit our synth instrument right here. And then we have all these waves that we can edit. And then we can paint in the canvas to hear what that sounds like. And this is really a great new way to designing sounds. And the Image Synth, this is like the heart of Metasynth. This is where really where the magic happens, as what they say. We can skip through some presets, and you can hear what other people have made in there. So this, for example, when we're making a drum beat, we can make multiple layers, just like you would do in Photoshop, and then you can add the kick on one layer and the hi-hat on another layer. Welcome to Metasynth. And another very cool last feature I want to show you about this is that on the right side here we have the scale map, and the scale map means that it's sort of the distance between these lines here, the distance of the canvas, how they call it. And if we press on Mac Control Option, we can hear, we can preview what that space sounds like. So higher is gonna sound higher, lower is lower, and brighter colors are louder, and the color itself that determines the stereo position. But because we are working with a canvas like this, we can change the mapping of frequencies across this canvas. So then we can have a smaller range or a bigger range, and this way we can totally change a rhythm or a melody like this. Here, for example, now we have a major scale, but we can also set this to a micro tuning, and then the total range of semitones will be a lot smaller. So now everything is closer in the same pitch range. And then we can blur that a little bit maybe. And maybe some effects. So this way you can really create extreme crazy sounds, and then once you're done with that, we can press enter again, and it will render it to the top sample editor, and then we can go from there. So this is truly amazing tool to make new sounds. It's very creative, and it lends to experimentation a lot. So I hope you will check this out and have fun with it. And I see you next week. Thanks.